Hello, everyone. I'm Sean.
This is Hoon.
And we are the Courageour Frights back once again from their series review. So this time we're doing episode 4 of Dragon Ball Daima.
Which is called Chatty, I believe. Episode 4.
Yes.
Chatty.
Which I think is referring to the wife of that one town, that shop that he meet or whatever.
Yes, I say these episode names are it's like the weirdest episode names.
They're just like names of characters or whatever.
Yeah.
So this one picks up where the last one left off, which Glorio discovers their ship is missing.
Yeah.
Guys from the bar stole their ship after the fight.
Mm-hmm.
So they decide to go look for another vehicle. So they just go walking off in one direction. They discover that you can't fly, not easily anyway.
Yeah, because Glorio's like, the air is too heavy, which we knew that air was a little bit more heavy, but he's like, the stamina is going to go down because your hair is too heavy. Goku confirms this because he didn't believe Glorio. I guess he can't even say his name right.
Yeah, so, it's Goku, so he needed to see for himself. Yeah. So the air is too heavy, partially on the account that Goku's been farting the entire time since they got there.
Goku added to that methane cloud is in the air.
He's polluting the atmosphere of this realm.
Yes.
So he can't fly for long periods of time. So they have to go over this chasm and they get attacked by some Dragon Quest monster.
Yeah.
And Glorio defeats it.
Yeah, I guess Glorio seems to be kind of a fighter in his own because he's like doing actually moves at least. I guess he's kind of like we kind of don't know his backstory too much. We just know he's like hired.
No, he's a bit of a shady character because he does some kind of work, but we don't know what that is. If that's assassination work or like what does he do?
Yeah,
he didn't really explain it. He just said in a Jordan Shalansky style that he just does like this
various
and that,
things,
various tasks. So we don't really know anything about him, to be honest.
Yeah.
They end up coming across this shop or inn or whatever, where they can get some food, and they also are looking for a vehicle to get out of there to go to the next area. This is where this show really goes hard into the JRPG elements.
That's for sure.
Like, honestly, if we don't get a JRPG of Daima, I'm going to be pissed because it's perfect for it. So they introduce this concept that there's meta bugs.
Yeah.
And it's just these bugs that you eat and it gives you like status effects and stuff, which is like obviously JRPG stuff.
Because you have like
there's one that revives you.
Bug, which is a sensu bean.
Right. And there was one that did some kind of status effect type thing. And then there's one that fuses you, but it looks in the picture there's 3 people fusing.
Yeah. And it's like a limited amount of time. It turns into like some other monster, or it turns into something else, basically.
Yeah,
which is it's almost like a metamorphosis change to a point. It's like isn't fusion like kind of like at least you have the same figure of the same person. It doesn't look like it changed into one thing into a different thing. At least from the picture, I guess we don't really know.
I wonder if that's actually what it is. Like it creates like a cocoon around you and then you turn into something else like a butterfly or something. Like that would be different.
That's probably, if they want to do something different, that probably is the way to do it.
Since it's a bug, I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah. As long as it's not terramorphers, I guess we're fine.
Terraformers.
Terraformers or whatever things.
Yeah, that's a fantastic franchise. So they buy a bunch of bugs, and then because Goku wants them, but the other ones don't want to deal with it.
That we need these bugs, which I guess if it's like a sensu bean, it kind of you probably want to keep them on you.
It makes sense, but Shin doesn't like them, and Glorio actually knows what they are, doesn't want to have anything to do with them.
Yeah, he's like, Medibugs? No one wants this crap. Like, no one wants this crap.
Yeah, so maybe they don't have the effect that they claim they had.
Yeah.
So they end up buying something.
Yeah, because I think the shop owner does say that. She's like, we haven't sold any of these in decades.
Yeah.
So those things have been sitting there for decades, just sitting in this shop.
So maybe they don't even work. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they end up buying a sky seed, which is literally just a giant seed in a cannon.
Yes.
That like launches them to the next area, which is like another JRPG type.
Yeah, it reminded me of actually Secret of Mana when the guy's like he shoots you in a cannon. That's how you get to other areas. He just shoots you into a cannon, which is like it's equally as dangerous in this one.
Right. Yeah.
Because the sky seed shoots you out. There's no seatbelts on it. It's like just a seed. You're just sitting on a stalk.
Yeah.
But if you don't know how to fly, you're dead. Like it's literally like an intercontinental ballistic missile being shot out.
Pretty much.
It acts like Kim Jong-un's rockets. Something just falls in failure.
Pretty much. It's like when we went to Korea, we went to that military museum and they had those giant heavy arrows that they would load into cannons. Like that's literally what it looks like.
Yeah, that's what it is. Their plan was right before it lands on the ground, you got to jump off and like do some sort of roll, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's if you don't know how to fly. That everyone knows how to fly, so it's fine. But
yeah, that's fine. I liked earlier in the episode when Shin said that he knows how to fight or something. I'm a pretty good fighter. It's like, since when are you a good fighter?
Yeah. So you're just saying that.
So they land near this town, and then they discover that the gendarmerie, or their actually Kempei Tai, which is like secret police force. That was like the name of like the sort of Japanese equivalent of the Gestapo in World War II. So they're the secret police force that is, I guess, under the service of King Goma.
Yeah.
And they're going and like collecting taxes or something, except for their payment is like life force energy.
Yeah.
From the townspeople.
Which that one, I'm assuming that's going to be a plot point in the future because it's kind of so that they must be going to like every town just to like collect all this stuff if you can't pay.
Yeah, because this is in World 1, which is quite a distance away from where the king lives, which is World 3. So, but the question I have is a couple things here. One is they're draining life force and they're keeping it in a container.
Yeah.
That's quite similar to how Bobbity collected energy to resurrect Boo.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, could there be some kind of secret weapon that they're working on, like a Janemba or another Boo type thing or something?
That's the one thing I guess we haven't really. I'm assuming it's something to do with like the professor or whatever, because I was that Risu or whatever, the
Dr. Rinsu. Yeah.
Dr. Rinsu or whatever. Because we haven't really talked about her too much.
Yeah. We haven't seen her since like the first episode, and it's possible that these Kempei Tai guys are actually working under her orders and not Goma. Like, because what is Goma going to do with that energy?
Like, it's like Goma doesn't really care because what was his plan? I don't remember what his plan really was. His plan was like he wants to take over.
He wants to just be ruler of the demon realm.
Yeah, because he's worried that they were going to come down there and just beat him up.
Right, because of how powerful they are compared to Boo and all that stuff. So he's like, let's just like weaken them and then run off with Dende so they can't use the Dragon Balls, so they can't fix what he did. And then he'll be free to rule the demon realm. But whatever is going on with this life force energy stuff is interesting.
Yeah, because like that's going to be something definitely. I would think there's got to be something to do with the Majin or something along with a Boo line, or maybe like
it could be
like demon or something, or I don't know.
Right, because they said that Deborah never did this type of stuff.
Yeah, because we do learn that it seems like Deborah was not, because the reason why they're even there collecting texts, because it even says like the one police force guy's like, you guys have been very lax in paying your tax or tithe or whatever.
Yeah.
And obviously Deborah never enforced it because he was like, they switched over the statue from Deborah's statue over to like Goma's statues now. So it's like,
so
Goma seems like a tyrant. Deborah seemed like just like a nice guy, a general nice guy.
Yeah, we don't really know anything about Deborah, so he was just kind of a villain. Although in the filler arcs with Deborah, he ends up being this really nice guy that's into like peace and love and all this crap, but that was all like a filler nonsense. But it's possible if Toriyama decided just to make him a gentler character.
Yeah, made him like
the only time. Yeah, because the only time we ever saw Deborah, he was already possessed by Bobbity. So
yeah,
any evil he did could have been directly caused by Bobbity.
Yeah. He had like that M thing on his head or whatever.
Yeah, he had the
see that in any of his statues or anything like that. At least that one time we saw the statue, it didn't have it on there.
Yeah, and he was having them all fight. The Majins fight people so that they could steal the energy from their ki while they're fighting, so that he could use it to awaken Boo.
Oh, they were stealing ki energy.
Yeah, they're stealing energy, which I think that's more or less what they're doing here. Is they're taking life force energy.
Mm-hmm.
Because they did talk about ki earlier too.
Yeah, because Glorio's like, what's ki? So that must not be a really big. I guess that might be more if you're like a martial artist, you would kind of know.
They might not even know about it in the demon realm, or they may call it something else.
Yeah, that could be it.
So anyway, they're observing this. Goku wants to just run in there and beat them all up. And they're like, no, you can't go in there fist swinging like Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
To quote Mario RPG. But instead, this masked Majin shows up and throws her wasabi bomb.
Yeah, they got from Temu and it failed
miserably. It failed miserably. And then all the guards go after her, and then Goku rushes in there with his Nyobo and just like beats the crap out of her.
And that's where you see I guess you're starting to see really into like the action, because the action was pretty good here.
Mm-hmm.
Like it seems like they definitely used the Nyobo or whatever.
Yeah.
It's very fluid. It looks really. It actually does look pretty good. Like it had
the animation is so good in this. Like this is probably the best Dragon Ball's ever looked, to be honest.
Like there was one point that I thought was like the animation didn't look too great. Was the one when they were on the stock and it was coming down. It had it didn't look like it was finished as well. It wasn't as polished as the other parts. But that's not where I guess you're not really worrying about that much. It's more the fighting scenes and stuff would be where I'd be more.
Right. It's very fluid, the fights. So Goku easily beats everybody up with his power pole.
Yeah.
And then they rescue that girl, and then she takes her mask off, so we see what she looks like. And that's the character we've seen in the concept art for the show at the very beginning. And her name's Pansy.
Yeah.
Which is the episode title for episode 5.
Yeah. And that's to me, it kind of seems like she might be like the Bulma character. She kind of feels like a Bulma. She has like gadgets or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Bulma's always known for like her smarts and stuff like that. So that's her defining trait. But I kind of wonder if maybe I kind of wonder how far it is going to go before the other Z fighters show up, because I wonder how many episodes, because it's going to be unless they do all the setup and then they finally show up after, but it's going to be a little bit difficult to get to that point, I guess.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't take forever for them to show up, and then they're only in like the final arc or something like that.
Yeah, because it does show them in the beginning, like crawl, like the titles crawl. It does show them fighting like the what do they call it, Tamagatas or whatever. Like they're like the people that
Tamagotchis.
Yeah, the Tamagotchis.
Tamagami or something like that.
Yeah, the Tamagami. Because Goku did say there was a point in the beginning with Glorio, and he's like, there's the Dragon Balls here. There's Dragon Balls here.
Oh, yeah.
These are the original Dragon Balls. Like, these probably are the originals, the prototype for the Dragon Balls of Earth.
Yeah.
And Goku's like, can we use them to make the wishes? It's like, and where are they? He's like, oh, everyone knows where they're at. They're in the main city.
We just can't use them because you have to
the main town or whatever. Like, no one has made a wish because they're guarded by the Tamagamis or Tamagotchis or whatever.
They're guarded by Tamagotchis. Yeah,
Tamagotchi. Someone forgot to feed it and flush its toilet for days.
They're
angry. They're these angry Tamagotchis. But
yeah, because now that's another RPG type thing, or even like Zelda, because it's almost like the dungeons, except for it's like a boss fight. You have to do these 3 boss fights in order to acquire the Dragon Balls.
Acquire the power you need to be able to do whatever.
Yeah,
and that's when
it's almost like the Triforce or something. Like you need each piece.
That probably is like the Triforce in this world, because there's 3 of them.
There's so many RPG elements in this show.
This
I
show
really
definitely
like it.
feels like it's a fusion of like Dragon Quest mixed with like Dragon Ball. Like if if Dragon Quest met Dragon Ball, you had this show.
This much. Basically, yeah, that's pretty much it. Which Dragon Ball has had JRPGs in the past, so like it's no stranger to that formula.
I think, I do agree with you though. I really do think if they don't make it a JRPG, or at least I don't know, a separate game, or maybe just add it on to Kakarot to be its own like DLC for it or something.
Well, they are doing that.
Yeah.
Because we know that there's part 1, part 2, whatever of that. But I would like this to be like an actual JRPG.
Yeah, because this feels like a JRPG, and they could probably make it into a JRPG if they wanted to. But yeah. They could even do like an arena fighter or something. It'd be like arena fighter JRPG if they wanted to do that. But I guess that's where this is where we first learned that they're formulating their plan at this point as well. So
yeah,
Goku's plan is like he heard strong man, and he's like he forgot about Dende because he's like we need to go fight this.
He's like, what's Dende?
Yeah, what's Dende? Who's Dende? But
Little
their
green.
plan was, we need to go find a vehicle for first. Second, maybe go fight the Tamagotchi to get the Dragon Balls. So because they need their bodies back. They're like, we need our bodies back because we can't keep being kids. But then the Kai was like, what about Dende? So then they replied, there's like, okay, well, I can't remember if they said they wanted to rescue Dende first and then get the Dragon Balls, or maybe do it at the same time, or I don't even know what the exact plan was.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the plan was either.
Yeah.
But they did change the plan to include the Dragon Balls now.
They're now at 20% of a plan instead of 5% of a plan.
Yes.
They're getting there.
12% of a plan.
I mean, even Glorio's like, okay, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
So
I think that's basically it for episode 4. It's a fairly straightforward episode, but more
world building is the big part of it. World building is always like this show has pretty much had like consistent world building for every episode.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah,
I do think the pacing is fine.
Yeah, the pacing is pretty decent. I guess
still get an action scene each time. So.
Like how many? There's like supposed to be like 20 some episodes. Is that how much it is?
Supposedly there's 20 episodes.
20.
So we're a quarter of the way through next week.
Yeah. Okay, so we are a quarter of the way through the show. I mean, they are still doing the world building. My only fear is it is going to get to that point where the Z Fighters are going to show up at the very end. That's
what I was just going to say, because a lot of people want to see like Piccolo and Vegeta and those characters, not just Goku all the time.
Yeah. Especially Piccolo, because this is the perfect time to do like Piccolo backstory because he is a demon.
He's a demon, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Or even Boo.
Oh yeah, Boo's backstory. They forgot to bring Boo along.
Boo could come along. Like that, we don't know who's coming because Bulma may have made a ship that can hold more than 3 people.
Oh yeah. It's like the only
but she also has to figure out a way to get through the fish.
Yeah, that's like the only bad thing. We don't know if they actually got that message. It's like you need the pin number to get down to the fish. Like get down here.
Because they have to carry more than 3 people because otherwise, who's coming? Kibito has to come.
Yeah, Vegeta wanted to come.
Well, if Bulma's going, Vegeta's going. There's no way he's going to let Bulma go by herself to the demon world.
Yeah.
You would think Piccolo would have to come. Piccolo's in the intro. Yeah. That's already 4 people. Yeah. So it's like there has to be more than 3 people in that ship.
Yeah.
That
maybe put long because that makes sense to Boo being there. Boo should be being there because he came from there.
He's a demon. He's another demon realm thing.
Yeah.
Well, he's not really a demon though. He's like outside of the demon realm anyway. But
like Bobbity type of thing or whatever. At least as a connection.
Yeah, because he's got those weird alien ears like Frieza. They don't have the.
Oh yeah, I guess they don't have like
ears.
The like the sharp ears or whatever.
Yeah, they just got like that thing with a hole in the middle of it or whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's from like the beginning of the cosmos or something. So it's something totally different. But but he does have connections with the demon realm. So.
Yeah. Especially if it deals with like spirit energy and stuff like that. that would be a good smart idea to bring him along at least, but I don't know if they're going to do that. That's the only thing. Because I don't know. Was Boo even there? I don't think Boo was even.
Boo is there in the first episode.
Oh, okay.
But they haven't talked about him since. And then only Goku and Piccolo show up in the intro.
Yeah.
So, but when do they show up? I feel like there could be a misstep if we're 10 episodes in and they're not there yet.
Yeah, because that would be half the series without them even showing up.
That would be a problem, in my opinion. Or you need to make a longer show, like you need a season 2 or something like that.
Yeah, which with Toriyama passing away, I don't know if that's going to happen.
Right. And Toei doesn't know how to. Toei has no initiative. So
yeah, Toei probably was like, this is hubris, and then just stopped making the show again like for another 20 years.
Because it's been revealed that Daima is like the number 2 or number 1 or number 2 show on Netflix or something like that when it came out. Like it's really popular.
Yeah.
So it's like, again, it would be stupid not to follow up. But then Broly was the most popular thing in the history of Dragon Ball, and then
that was a movie.
Nothing. Yeah. And then they did Superhero, and then they've had no Dragon Ball Super season 2 at all. Like
it's just the manga, which it's maybe
hit or miss. Still on hiatus.
Yeah, hit or miss if someone actually reads that.
Right. Because there's so many fans that don't even know there is a manga.
Especially U.S. fans, because U.S. fans like, what's a manga? Like, there's a book?
Yeah. What?
Like,
you gotta read it?
There's a book that goes with this? But that's the thing. That would be a mistake. I think they need to bring them. If they were to bring the D fighter in, I think whenever that episode is when they have to fight that first Tamagotchi or whatever, they probably need to bring him in there because they do say that it's got to be a powerful being. You're going to need Goku.
They also need to have a thing that can beat Goku. Because so far, Goku's just wiped the floor with everything.
Yeah, I know.
With his D-power scale.
He's even like, these things are so slow. It's like these bow and arrows are so slow. Yeah, we need something that's powerful.
Yeah, because that's a problem. Because Goku's D-powered to the max right now, and he's still OP compared to everything.
Yeah, he's like the big ogre that shows up, just doesn't.
He just one-shotted that cave troll or whatever. So,
and the army has no match for him either. The army just
he trashed them. Like they're like the Red Ribbon Army back in the old days. Like it's not even a contest.
Yeah.
So they need to come up with something.
I think that is I guess the Tamagotchi is probably going to be the thing, but you need to be something that is more powerful than his base form, like kid form. It's not even his base form; it's kid form.
Yeah.
Because even like in the original Dragon Ball, at least he had Piccolo Daimyo, which it was like a high stakes match. Even Tao Pai Pai was one that was like a high stakes guy. It was not like he was easy to kill, beat up.
See, that's the thing. We haven't come across an opponent yet. We've come across random thugs in a bar and random guards. Like those of course, those are easy to beat. They're just henchmen.
Yeah.
We haven't come across like an actual like an assassin or like
or maybe someone that's like that works for Goma, which I guess maybe they probably will hear because he did say that there's fugitives now. Like we're fugitives now.
Right. Like if you had a character that's on the level of like Gloria or something, he might hold his own against Goku.
I could see that. I could see that. Maybe like Goma probably is gonna find out that Goku's gonna be there, or someone that's not from the demon realm is there.
Yeah, because he doesn't even know they're there.
Yeah, so he just like, I'm collecting these ties, I'm collecting this soul energy, and that's it. Or we're supposedly.
We don't even know if he's behind that, but if that's the case.
Especially since he's kind of afraid of Goku anyways. So he's like, we need to send like whoever, like our top-notch assassin or army guy, General Blue.
Because the General Blue of the Demon Realm. But they'll probably know now because he just fought all those guys.
And I guess we have to learn kind of what Pansy's about, like Pansy's backstory. If she's just a kid that's just like, or like a Batman type of character, I guess.
Yeah, it's like a vigilante. That's what it seems like.
Like wearing hockey pads instead of it's like I'm not wearing hockey
Yeah, she's wearing hockey pads.
Yeah, it's like bringing out the shotguns and hockey pads.
Yeah, because I thought she'd be related to Glorio, but I don't think she is.
I don't. Yeah, I think she might just be like a kid. This is like
just some random character. Yeah,
probably.
So
probably Goma's probably going around fighting the towns or something, or doing whatever with like doing what he's doing, or at least the ties or whatever.
Yeah,
and then she's probably just like a fed up character, like fed up about that and trying to like do something about it. I imagine that's what this is what it seems like. I guess we don't really know too much either.
No, and they may have killed somebody that like a relative of hers or something, because they're taking years off your life, and that old man was like, I don't have that much time left. Like,
yeah, so if you're taking 9 years off someone's life and you're old,
yeah, they may have like killed her grandpa or something.
Yeah,
she's after them, type of thing.
They killed Bruce Wayne's dad, like grandfather,
drained his life energy.
Pansy's grandfather, and now she's on a vigilante quest.
Yes, that could be the case. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm sure we'll find out next.
Yeah, as I say, it's like
episodes named after her.
It definitely seemed like it's definitely building up to something, for sure. But we'll see. We'll have to see. Like I said, there's just a couple questions that we're asking, because there's something is like we need the Z fighters to show up eventually, but you don't want to be too late.
They will, but will it be at the very end? Or
it can't be too late, because then you lose the fact about like some backstory you can run into, some interesting story bits, especially Piccolo, because this would be like the Piccolo episodes here.
Right, and that's also a problem GT had with a lot of the fans, was it was Goku time.
Yeah.
So like you need to. A lot of people like the side characters too.
Yeah. Which the side characters do seem pretty good on this one, because you have Glorio seems to be pretty interesting. Even though it's kind of a shady character, but we really don't know too much about him either. He's very.
All of Goku's friends are shady though. So
yeah, I know.
They're all former villains or something.
Yeah, just like Goku just brings in a bunch of villains with him.
Yeah, basically. So yeah, we'll find out what happens next week. So I think that's going to be it for our review of episode 4.